back.
And we're back. Rad Habits Holiday Podcast, episode 9. The long-awaited, great anticipated. Took a break off because niggas just had shit to do. But we back. And we got a new guest. We got our boy.
Lakewood Larry in the building.
Lakewood Larry's in the house. He will be addressed as such for the rest of the
Hey, who gave you that nickname? I'm curious.
Well, shit, it all started when I first, because I met you guys in waves. So when because I already knew Cam, I knew Christian, and I met you because you was the infamous cousin I never met before. And then I met McKay first, and he asked what my name was, and I was like, I'm Larry. And everybody knew I stayed on Lakewood, so and then that's when I met DC, and then everybody else followed after that. So, but
you're also Curly Connect for
First it was Curly Connect, and then transitioned into Lakewood Larry. So it's all around the same time. But it was around that summer I started coming around you guys and hanging out.
I remember that. It was 2011.
At first I didn't get it. I barely recently understood that name one day when I was driving through San Bernardino, and I was like, oh, he used to live on this street. Now I get it.
That's like, how is he? But even, this nigga's name was not Larry either. So, so that even occurring like that, it's always funny to me that, this man, I almost gave you away, but bro, Larry has always been one of those people who's just very, kind of synonymous. No matter what name he's under, this nigga just has a history. Longtime friend, people friend of the podcast, but that's my dog, real life. Yeah. And I'm glad to have you here with us. Shout out to Aaron. Aaron's not here with us right now, but shout out to my nigga. He's doing his thing, and we're proud of him every step he's taking. Yeah. And let's do the check-in. How y'all doing?
Life is great, but weird at the same time. I don't know. Fair. It just feels different. Life is over the past few years, post-pandemic, it's just felt different. I just feel, I don't know. I feel like there's a pre-pandemic person and a post-pandemic person. Everybody's changed since then.
I feel that. Yeah. That's exactly. I feel like life's good, but it should feel weird. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really feeling 2021, man. This shit been kind of. 2020 to me was pretty dope. I like that shit, but this year, I'm kind of ready for this shit to be over. I'm ready to.
I agree.
Move on. But these niggas talking about another virus already. I'm
I saw that on somebody's story. They're like, see.
The thing is with 2020, even with this virus going forward, this shit ain't going nowhere. So it's we can't be so serious with ourselves in life. I felt like if 2020 didn't teach you to do your own thing and love yourself and go outside of every box, then you just gonna fail in 21.
I feel like that's 22. What I grasped from 2020 more than anything. I was able to go into myself and grasp that, that personal thing, because we all had no choice. We had to sit down and da-da-da. Yeah. So on top with that happening with this year, where it's kind of the reintroduction to things being normal, my issue with it is how people are trying to force this normalcy that don't exist no more onto you.
They want to get back to that. It's not
and it's I'm a whole new person who recognizes I'm a new person from this whole system changing. And the fact that you're trying to push this new person that came out of 2020 back into this old system, that shit got me fucked up. Now I feel like that's more than anything my issue with 2021 is where it's if y'all aren't, the collective y'all, if we aren't, being mindful of who we are and what we've gone through and how we got here, and we just pretend everything's all normal again, that shit is weak. From the micro shit to the macro shit, it's everything that they quote unquote told us, and I know I'm about to start sounding like a salesman, but it's just everything that they told us that was supposed to happen for our benefit with COVID and da-da-da. None of that shit is happening, especially on some black people shit too. With everything that happened from 2020, there's a lot of things that we're not holding people accountable for. It's weird.
But I feel I don't know. I feel when we're in the middle of this shit, we didn't see light at the end of the tunnel. So we were expecting it to be a few months, and then it ended up extending to a year or so. So I don't know. I just felt people were expecting, okay, we're gonna see light, but this is just the new reality. There's no going back to how things were before. So nobody planned for that shit. No. So whatever the fuck happened, it just this fucking happened. You just got to get used to the shit.
The only thing I say was good about this year was the whole summer madness shit.
That was fun.
People wilding out. People just got outside and know how to act, man. They was locked up in the house.
That's what happened.
They got out the house. It was just horny, violent.
In the house for forever, and they gonna get outside. First taste of air, they not gonna know what to do.
What you seeing niggas do now in the wintertime? You remember what it's usually around this time when it's the holidays coming up. But a lot of people, no matter what Joe Biden is saying, not a lot of people don't got money in their pockets right now.
Yeah,
and
it's hot.
Yeah, it's looking grimy.
You see how many of these stores are getting robbed by 80 people organizing this shit?
Yeah,
these fucking
Facebook groups is taking over.
Fucking broad day, fucking robberies,
broad
follow
day. Nigga home robberies is the worst.
Yeah.
The nigga in
Upland
got
I heard
followed.
About that. I heard about that.
Followed home from Hollywood all the way to Upland.
Like,
as soon as he pulled out just to get his rollie. Like,
come on.
Niggas is hungry.
Yeah, they hungry.
I can't blame
them. It's that time of the year.
You saw that video of the niggas? When two niggas walked up to niggas on a date or something like that?
Yeah, on Melrose. That show's on Melrose.
I seen a car full of niggas, or a car ran up on some niggas right there off at Bossa Nova. Like, he's getting into his little Mustang and shit, and a gang of niggas rush his shit. Like,
damn, it's hot out here.
Yeah, it's hot out here.
Motherfuckers is hungry.
They need that stimulus. Niggas ain't had that stimulus.
Nah, when that EDD money ran out, bro,
EDD.
niggas had to go resort back to, getting it how you live.
And a lot of niggas got hit with that PPP shit, so it's...
I'm still mad I didn't fall for
one. That's how you...
Ain't nobody go to jail for that.
I've heard a lot of niggas who came up off that PPP loan.
Mm-hmm. I wish I would have got in on the EDD at the time.
Yeah.
Even my pops on disability, but even that, he was like, nigga,
they giving them.
They giving them. Yeah, exactly. Like, he was like, you should. I was like, man, I see. And even now, like, just saying like the different things, like, I work at a middle school. They're hiring people now because people don't want to get vaccinated, and there's that whole battle still going on. Like some of the hospitals are going to close recently. People are going to go on strike because they don't want to be vaccinated because you can still get COVID if you vaccinated, and like all these different things. They're hiring people who never had a CBEST. They're offering more money for a person to be a substitute because there's no subs, because a lot of people don't want to be vaccinated, and you can't work in the district like that. Even on some music shit, when I'm doing shows in LA, they got the doorman checking my medical record card. Like, who is this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm showing this nigga my COVID card. He like, oh yeah, okay, you good? I'm like, yo, am I doc? Like, what the fuck do you know? Like,
how you know if that shit real?
For real,
you have no idea. Like, just because your name don't match, like, bro, so what?
Yeah,
it's like it's just a weird. Yeah, so I'm definitely ready for this year to be over. One more big holiday, and then we're done.
Yeah,
and then we get January.
But are we done though? Is that shit really about to change?
Just people feel like there's like a refreshing, like shit resets.
You're right,
January.
I forgot. Yeah.
It low key does though, because everyone has that mindset. Like, I don't know, when the seasons change, people just like how people wasn't robbing all crazy like just a couple months ago, but it's always when the holidays come, people start wanting to rob, and then once January, all that shit it dies. People don't ever stop robbing, but it don't be like how
niggas don't ever stop getting lit.
But like when niggas was posting that shit, I was like, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Like it's that time of the year where motherfuckers just do whatever. They breaking in the cars, they just doing they doing everything like. To get them presents.
His converter got gripped off of my nigga shit. Like,
yeah,
niggas need money for Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
I done stopped the nigga. I remember on Christmas Eve a couple years ago. Remember when some niggas ran up and tried to take my homie bike off his front porch, and me and my brother ran down on him like, "Hey, what you doing there?" And that nigga he had a truck up the street ready to go. Like, and that was on Christmas Eve. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he was about to gift that shit.
Yeah, he owes somebody a bike. You know, like. Like it
gets grimy out here.
It's grimy out here.
I kind of feel like it's always been that way though. Like at least in LA, like niggas have always been getting licked. It increases.
It's just more brazen now.
It's more brazen. Yeah. People are more desperate. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like niggas have always been getting licked low key, especially like out of towners who just think shit is sweet. They think shit's sweet. I could just walk up and down Melrose and like.
But it's even crazier now. Like for you, IE nigga, you like, I'm about to get sued and I'm about to go to Melrose and I'm gonna just drive back to Upland. Everything gonna be okay.
Drive back to Upland.
Niggas coming back to the IE with you like.
Nah, you
followed that nigga 60 miles, bro.
Yeah, that's wild. They fight. Like, how you not realize somebody making every single turn with you like that? Like,
I'm about to think. Yeah,
he was lit. He was probably had a few drinks and just thought he was having a good ass night with his lady, and then got back to the driveway and
gotta keep
4 niggas ran up on him.
Keep that head on the swivel.
Keep it on you. Fuck that.
Yeah, keep it on you too. It's 2021 is just weird. Like it is all of that. You you got to be the new person you was in 2020, but also navigate all this weird shit that's coming from the new 2020
because shit getting weird. The shit's just getting weird out here. Like motherfuckers is just getting extra. Like I'm saying, like extra violent, extra horny, extra like just
Yo, I've been
extra criminal. Like motherfuckers murdering in broad daylight. Like it's just crazy.
Yo,
that
part.
It's R.I.P. Dolph. For sure.
Oh yeah.
Even that, like, and the fact that we're back to back, just always grieving somebody in this shit because niggas will be more brazen with the things that they're willing to do now.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I don't know the extent of like Dolph's beef with like niggas in Memphis or like Gotti or whoever.
Yeah.
But that's the way they hit him in like when he was buying cookies for his mom and shit. It just makes me feel like that shit was like deeper than
that's foul.
Very reminiscent of Nipsey too, like on some like
go back home. When
get him to the place where he's his guard is so down.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like what? I mean, some of the hardest niggas I know. I doubt that you thinking about that when you buying some cookies for your grandma type shit. You know, Nipsey was leaving his grandma's house, Social Security. Don't come with me. I'm just going to the shop. Like I'm gonna be right back. Like we move like that in areas that we're comfortable and shit like that, and. It's those situations, so many things being mixed in, like what we just referenced in 2021. Like, you gotta have your head on a swivel because now it really don't matter. Like, the rules don't apply no more, even if it's the street rules or just the honor code. Like, you could be the most honorable nigga.
There is no honor in the streets no more.
It's real.
They don't respect the code.
You could be a Nipsey, a Dolph, where all you do is give game for people who come from the area that you come from, and those same people will be the ones.
Yeah. And they were like super independent as far as like rappers go. Just they really got it out the mud.
Oh yeah.
They didn't take the easy way. If there is an easy way out, they didn't take the easy way like signing to a major.
Yep.
And they had to like build their fan base from like real grassroots shit. And I don't know, they felt connected to home. Like they never wanted to fuck. I couldn't imagine Dolph.
That's what they're saying too. They always get caught at home. Like
that's the thing though.
Like they be trying to catch you everywhere else, and then you could tell too from the end when he first got shot, how the people was talking about him. They're like, "That's Dolph car, blah blah." They shot Dolph, but like they know who the nigga is. Like he be around there, like just outside, like talking to people and shit.
Home.
Yeah, like he be outside, like talking to him. He ain't just some dude. Like like I could tell, like the way they was talking about, him, like damn, they know his car. Yeah. They like, oh, that's him. That's bull. I can't believe
he
they
a fixture
I'm like,
in the community.
Damn,
He's a member of the community.
They just went to his neighborhood, like, oh yeah, this is where he be at, like, and just got him. Like, and then like the same thing they showed him like a week earlier, he was right there too.
Yeah, like promoting
for him. Yeah, he's like, I come, I love it. Like
you gotta. I mean, the homie who's an airplane James tweeted like this hip hop shit is the most dangerous shit, especially if you making that kind of music. If you are a nigga from the streets who really made it from that, but that's what you still tell about, speak on. Like, these niggas is trying to try you off that shit when you just trying to do or be an artist. If that's what you're choosing to do, like once you made the choice to be an entertainer, you're not in the streets no more. You're doing things in your community to give back to the community, and you're not involved in the nature of that shit. But the fact that you make that kind of music, these niggas gonna try to test that.
Yeah, they want the
whatever. Or the other scary side, not to cut you off, but the other scary side is like you are telling niggas where you're gonna be.
Yeah, the way you promote in like social media lets the niggas know, like if I ever see that fucking Lambo around here, like I know what it is, I know what time it is. They're ready for that shit. Because he got tried in like fucking Hollywood before.
Yeah, well they been trying to get him.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, the Gotti missed 100 shots, and then he actually did get hit. He got shot in the shoulder or the arm or something like that. But
you got to get surgery.
And my whole thing is like once you get to that plateau and like you coming from the streets, like. Even if you're not going to the turf every day like that, you never out of it until you knee deep. So you gotta be on your all 10 at all times, and you gotta have at least one person with you. Like,
I mean, look, so like they felt attached to their home, right? Like a lot of like Nipsey and Dolph, the type of niggas that they're not, no matter how big they get, they not
never leave
home.
No,
they're not gonna move to New York or fucking like to the hills and shit. No. Like it's not gonna be that way, So that's just always gonna be a risk that you have to take. Like, let me ask you as a rapper, do you feel like you're obligated to fucking come back home and help out or do what you can do?
I definitely do. And I do, but because I'm mindful of it and I'm already mindful of that already, of why I make the kind of music that I make and my approach to the music from where I come from, because RIP to Chief, RIP to the homie what's it bro name? Wally and shit like that. Like people in the area who are in that life, like that shit is still prominent. So for me, like, I'm mindful of that. But if I was making that kind of music, and presenting myself in that type of way, not even on no respectability. Like, I'm not trying to tell nobody how to present themselves. Yeah. I'm just being logical in the sense of like, if I'm talking like I'm toting big and I'm really out here and I got it on me and I keep it on me and they catch me and I don't got it on me,
whatever comes with,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, so within that, like, I do feel a responsibility to my community, but that's just me. Some niggas don't feel like that, and they don't move like that, and aren't independent or entrepreneur or communal in that way. Some niggas just really be about that shit, and they can take the street life to any fucking city. If that's, there's a ghetto everywhere, I'll be good wherever. But in that way, that's just a personal thing. But I feel like the issue for somebody like myself or anyone who could be mindful of their community is that there's people out here who don't give a fuck about none of that.
Yeah, because that's the same thing. Like what Noah was saying, like it's fucked up. Because like even someone like you, somebody could just hate on you. Like you could just be
that's what I'm thinking, man.
And just
like,
be like, oh yeah, I know where that nigga be at, but I know he ain't got no fucking gun. We gonna rob this nigga. Like it's fucked up that like you can't even. Once you get to a certain success, if you leave your town, then it's like, oh, you're a sellout. But then if you stay, you're putting yourself at risk as some fucking haters, like fucking hating on you.
You know what I even thought too? Like you finished watching the True Story thing, right?
No, I haven't finished. I'm only like on episode 2.
Okay, well, damn, I don't want to ruin it for you, but like on some like the issues that happen when you come home.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The premise that I've given away too much, because if you guys haven't finished it yet, I hope people go check it out. So it's a show with Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes plays Kevin Hart's brother, who is always in financial issues and Kevin Hart goes back to Philly as a comedian, not Kevin Hart, but a different person. But
he's playing. He's not playing Kevin Hart.
He's not playing Kevin Hart. He's playing a guy named The Kid, who's a very popular comedian, similar to Kevin Hart himself. But when he gets into the city, he gets caught up in all this bullshit because of his brother. And even that, like, tends to, he's worried about being taken advantage of other people in his own community, even though he's there to do this shit for charity for his community. And it makes me, just a parallel of that is the fact that it doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter. And I know it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not even the type of nigga who moves like that, but because I understand it, that's why I'm out the way. I stay out of the way. Because I've lived in San Bernardino, from my example, my perspective, like, long enough to know, like,
you taught you survival instinct.
How to be out the way. How to be in the areas that I'm going to be in. If a nigga really want to come and get me, that's on him. In that way. Because I travel in places that I feel safe in. Yeah. But I also know that it doesn't matter.
Doesn't help.
It does not matter. Like, it really comes down to just like,
I think it comes down to wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
Man. It should be random like that, bro. Like,
it's like he said, though, it just, once you get to a certain level, you just got to keep someone with you and either they got to keep it on you or you. That's the other fucked up thing, though. It's like, you're trying to protect yourself, then you get pulled over, then you fucking get a gun charge, and it's like.
In California, we're fucked for that. They're not lenient when it comes to
like, that shit is bullshit, because, like, some people got to keep, once you get to a certain level, you got to have that shit on you, because there's always some other motherfucker that's looking for somebody to catch.
I just think, rich or not, famous or not, you gotta. Unfortunately, this is America in 2021.
Yeah,
like there are niggas out here that are trying everybody who's not prepared for it.
Yeah, for real.
So like, if you can carry, if you can fucking illegally allowed to hold on, do that shit, man. Cause
you can't stop the rain. Real shit. For real, you can't, bro.
Did y'all ever hear that song before Lamar Davis?
I did hear it, but not in that context. Man. When you watching a nigga who's on the edge who just decides to not give a fuck about anybody.
He got his water.
I didn't watch BMF.
Oh, you should watch it. Yeah, I think you'll like it.
I kind of feel like I might, but
the lead actor is playing his father.
What app is it on?
It's on Stars.
On Stars.
It's on Stars on
like
Hulu. On TV. I'll give you the link if you want to watch it, but
I haven't gotten into it yet. But
I think you'll like it.
I heard it's like
I've been hearing.
You watched not Entourage. Euphoria.
Yeah.
You remember the twin boys with the afros?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
They're not twins. That's just one person.
Oh, he's like playing
and that's the actor. That's actually Big Meech's son.
Okay. Oh shit, I didn't know
that's
that.
Lil Meech.
Yeah, that I had no idea. It's crazy. Right now, him and the guy who plays what's that nigga's name from Power?
I didn't watch Power either.
These are all light skinned niggas. I thought you'd be what's up with the light skinned niggas.
Never been a fan of Power.
With the success of your light skins?
No. Sorry.
Oh well, never mind.
Power started kind of slow for me. I couldn't.
Power's got out of control now. 50. I feel like 50 should focus on BMF.
He should.
Like Power is that was cool in 2017, but it's a lot. A lot has happened.
They started doing too much. Like you killing federal agents, you get niggas whacked in fucking maximum security and shit. Like, come on.
Very
man.
unrealistic,
Did y'all see Harder They Fall?
I did see that. I like that.
Yeah, I loved it.
I loved it. I watched it like 5 times.
Yeah, I want to watch that shit again. When I start smoking again,
I like a good black western that doesn't. I don't got to hear nobody call nobody nigger.
Yeah, they popped the white man as soon as he was about to say it.
He was like, and I like that scene when he was like, I think he was about to say nincompoop. He's like, well, we ain't that either. It's like, and if any one of these little white motherfuckers say something, anything, they gonna get the same shit.
Man. Yeah, the way the shit just started, the way the first scene, I was like, oh, okay, this gonna be good. I was like, this gonna be lit.
Yeah. It gave me Django vibes though. Like you could tell he's influenced by Tarantino. Just the way, like the title came on and everything.
Yeah, that's what made me think it was the fact that they said that was a shot or a jab at Tarantino, like, watch us make this black western without any of the other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are white people here, but not in this movie because we're all in 2021.
Well, because the characters were based on real people. Like, their stories are different, but those were like real characters. Like all
those are real black cowboys.
Yeah,
that shit was fire.
Yeah, I'll fuck with it.
I love that. That was a good one. I like that they put Chadwick Boseman's name on the train too.
Yeah, that was a nice touch.
I didn't notice that.
Oh yeah, when you go back when they show the train when they do the first robbery, it says C Boseman on the train.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that shit was dope. Speaking of Chadwick too, R.I.P. Just because it feels really similar. R.I.P. to Virgil.
Oh yeah,
because Virgil clearly had been suffering from cancer over these last few years, and we had no idea. Yeah. And he lost the fight with that shit.
No idea. We was over here making so much fun of all the designs.
Right? And that...
I wasn't in touch enough to know why we was like making fun of him because, I'd be out the loop half the time. I just barely logged back into my Twitter within the last year, so I don't know why everybody was really making fun of him. But like I told Cam on the way over here, you feel me? That's just like, and attest to the strength of the black man, you feel me? Like, for both of those two dudes to hold in all that about, their medical history, what they going through, like, that's just added stress onto what you already dealing with.
Yeah.
Like, that's.
But I also feel like he didn't want to be, like, victimized, because, like, once people start to catch on to, like, oh, you're sick, like, everything becomes, like...
Not even just people. I doubt, a lot of the works that he's able to do within the people he's working with. Like, how can you put...
Yeah,
with Chadwick in mind, you know what I'm saying? Like, to put millions of dollars into this guy who's fighting this disease that he can't tell everybody about because he's also responsible to take care of the people around him. So he's fighting in silence while also trying to execute at this high level, like, And
I feel like people would maybe try to take advantage of that too once they know, like, okay, like he's on his like last few years. Yeah. Like I don't know.
Yeah, prayers honestly for his family more than anything because they're probably the ones who are bearing the burden of that shit with him.
And he's only 41, man.
Yeah. Similar to like what's his name too? He had kids?
Yeah, kids. Yeah, he has like 2 or 3 kids.
Similar to like MF Doom, like to keep something that big.
Hush.
Yeah.
Well, he's already low key in general. Like,
True. But respect to the people around him though, because things get different. You know how it get like when you know somebody around you going through something like when your people know, like because you care. And you want people who care about them too to know too. And like what you were saying on the way over here too, there is a healing power to like that soul healing of the people around you or people who care about you knowing. But like what you're saying as well, like when it's too far outside of your inner circle, it can be skewed and twisted and taken advantage of.
I mean, because that's how they're going to identify you like going forward, you know what I mean? Like Virgil, who's struggling with cancer. And
he was already so big, he was seeing the other side of success of when it's like Off-White's everywhere, so now it's lame. Or like the way that's
low key like a good problem. That's low key like a good problem. If you're like creating something, it's getting to the point to where it's like McDonald's and it's just like a household name and it's oversaturated to the point that like it's almost like quote unquote corny.
How's the StockX looking right now?
Man, you already know how people do like after death, bro. Like that shit's skyrocketing. All of his product.
Yeah, anything.
People try to capitalize on controversy. It happened with Travis. It's happening with Virgil. Yeah. Like everybody knows that there's gonna be more attention on his product right now.
Yeah. That's sad. It's sad, but that's just the world we live
That's
in.
life.
Yeah.
Like
it's the almighty dollar.
It is you can't stop the rain. You can't stop it because this is the way that we are. This is the way that we
went
are.
from taking the crickets with the straights to we can't stop the rain.
Yeah. Sick. R.I.P. to Virgil. So many I remember I actually cried when I watched that moment when him and Kanye hugged. Yeah. And just prayers for everybody who's been influenced by him. I know a lot of people who are in fashion who are sharing stuff of conversations that they've had with him, or just because it's Virgil. He's somebody who's really tapped in.
Shit, music too, man. He was like a poppin' DJ for a while.
Yeah, he did the ASAP cover. He did the My Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy cover. That was him. He did.
I didn't know that.
Lil Uzi's his Uzi's last big album. He did that cover. Just the impact more than anything. And something my homegirl Matisse said, just it's not even so much about the things that he suffered in silence. It's just a testament to show you that the things that you can achieve even when you're going through something. Yeah. And for him to execute, who knows how long or when he identified what what his ailment was, but he did so much.
Right.
I think I saw the article said 2019 he knew or some shit like that.
Damn. Shit, he was still going on crazy bike rides and everything.
Yeah,
he was
festivals.
He was an avid cyclist. That's how I got to know Virgil, because I've been getting into cycling myself. Somebody got me into it, and then they got their bike fixed.
That was me. We ride bikes, but yeah.
But yeah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, because he was kind of popping in the skate scene. He was popping in the DJ scene, and obviously fashion and shit. He was
an artist for sure. Just an impact. I mean, the fact. You know how Kanye is too. A lot of things that we love about Kanye come from a mixture of a lot of different people, and a lot of that could become or be a stem from Virgil and what his ideas were, his his ability to assist in a greater vision. And I feel like he did that for a lot of people for a really long time. And it's crazy to see that he passed in such a oh shit, I had no idea. It's one thing I feel like, especially what we're talking about now, from situation with Dolph. Somebody who's doing something and, probably always got his head on the swivel, and then, that shit comes back to you unexpectedly. But to hear that this person is known about, death or being on his door since 2019 and all the things that he's even accomplished up to that point,
because he's still been
dropping.
He's been dropping shit.
Work don't stop just because death at your door, man. He still has to provide.
Yeah. Praise for his family.
And that explains too a lot of because it seemed like he was just putting out a lot of. I'm focus on something. He was just putting shit coming out. And I think that kind of explains it. He knew he didn't have much time. What would you do
if you know that that you could die in the next 3 years?
Yeah.
How much work are you gonna do? What do you want to do?
Yeah, you want to leave.
You start thinking about your family and what you're gonna leave for them and shit.
Yeah. That's really just. I mean, me personally, that's where my focus would shift to, just setting everything up for when I'm gone.
Yeah.
For real, I didn't even know he had little boys and. They had kids, but
he got a big ass little family.
Yeah, it's amazing. R.I.P. Virgil. It's wild. Super, super wild. Are y'all gonna I wonder if this Kanye and this Drake shit will have anything to do with because I feel like they use in that time they were using Virgil as this. No, he's my friend. No, he's my friend. Type shit,
So I mean, he was a fan of the industry or a friend of the industry. Everybody in the rap industry fucked with him. But I don't know what the Kanye Drake shit. I don't know. It kind of feels
corny.
A little bit. The makeup does their little.
It feels fake.
It does, yeah. But also forced, because Jay Prince kind of
Yeah, I think of that.
That video, yeah.
Read that note, nigga.
Yeah. I was like, this shit look like one of them videos when a kid gets in trouble in school and his dad make him fucking go online and be I apologize. He's just standing right there
I would like to apologize.
We didn't raise you that way.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it didn't feel like that. But I guess maybe it's unification time, Maybe it's time for niggas to stop beefing and stop bullshit.
Jay Prince is always trying to end that shit because, I remember Drake was supposed to be dropping a diss record, and then Jay Prince got involved. I was like, yo, if you do that, you're not gonna be able to things are gonna change.
No more protection from me.
Yeah.
Man, shit. That's what it seems like.
Jay Prince has that type of power though.
Like what is Jay Prince?
That's what I'm about to say. Without
Rap a Lot Records. That's all I know. Like, but he's just connected to like some bigger.
Yeah, because I remember
like,
even before it happened, like we were all talking about it. I was like, I don't think it's gonna happen. I was like, Drake's music seemed like he's just like, I'm done. I don't care. Like nigga, like we ain't having no more meetups. It is what it is. I'm the bigger artist. All that. And then
everything
I remember he said he's like, I don't know, niggas is scared of Jay Prince. Drake might do it.
I don't know exactly.
And then
exactly what you say. You're like, only way this is gonna stop is if Jay Prince gets involved. And then next thing we see is fucking Kanye. And this nigga just standing next to him. Like, I saw a video of like. They're like a video of the other side of the camera, and it's a nigga holding a gun, holding the phone
with
up
the camera,
I mean, but I'm glad niggas is coming together more than anything. Like, I didn't want this rest of this year to be on some like bullshit because I liked, I feel like we haven't had an episode in a minute, so there's a lot of music that we didn't talk about or get a chance to talk about. I love the Kanye rollout with more than anything, just because he forced you, whether you liked it or not, to see that he's about to drop this album over the last couple of months, whereas in a time period, artists can't even keep your attention after you drop an album for 3 months, like longer than 3 weeks, more than anything. Like if you're not like one of those super fans who are going to run their shit day and night, but he created one of those fucking Kanye moments where he's able to just garner people's attentions over a long amount of time. And I feel like Drake can do that too, because he's able to garner your attention, just with him being who he is, but them playing off each other or pushing, this fake pushback above this, I'm a lover boy and I'm a church boy, like arguing back and forth, like that shit just felt corny to me, and I'm glad that.
But it's over with. I think, yeah, me too. But I think Kanye kind of like cleared a lot of shit up for me once in that Drink Champs interviews.
Yo, I like
he cleared a lot of shit up for me because I thought he was like the way he explained the situation, and he kind of compared it to the Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield shit.
Oh, yeah.
That fight to where everyone just sees Mike Tyson, like, biting his ear, but we weren't aware of the, like, subtle jabs that were being taken. Like, prior to that. We just seen the reaction.
That's a great way to break it down.
That's how he broke that shit down. Because, like, man, like, Drake's been throwing little subliminal shit in his music for years, and people are, like, just consuming it without even knowing, like, these are little shots at Kanye,
Facts. I think I unrelated, but I can say this. I think Kendrick's been doing that to Drake for a long ass time.
He's been poking him.
Like he's poking this nigga. He wants him to fuck with him. Like I like the line when he was like, "Yeah, Kanye changed his life with me. I'm so old school Gemini." Like, who you think he's talking to? Like before you talk to the guy, you gotta holler at me. Like, so I feel like Drake is probably that in that same way of just like, Snake keeps fucking with me. Like, but Kanye is the same. Like, I feel I low-key feel bad for Kanye right now.
Yeah, I felt.
I kind of like the same thing. I kind of understood him more now, and then but my whole thing was always like when he got on these little weird shit, I was like, drop good music, and then I'll just act like I didn't hear none of that shit. But then the music was, for me personally, I know people liked it, but for me, those last 2 albums was not it for me. So I was just like, fuck Kanye, I don't care. This nigga on some weird shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
But Donda, that shit was fire. Like I ain't even gonna front. So I was like, hey, he dropped some good music. Then I watched the Drink Champs thing, and he explained like what he's going through and why he been spazzing out and all this and I was like, all right, that make more sense. But he kind of starting to get weird too, because now he's too distracted with Kim right now. Like nigga, just let it go,
yeah,
bro.
That's the part that I was about to say I feel bad about.
But that's still like your family.
It's his family.
That's still your family where you're looking at.
Yeah, you can't. It's not easy.
Yeah, I get it.
That's gonna eat you. He got 3 kids by her.
Yeah,
meant 4. Yeah, that's gonna eat at him forever, bro.
Yeah,
and she running around with Pete Davis.
Yeah, I know.
Still wearing his shit.
Wearing his shoes, bro.
Tight.
I'll be pissed.
And people keep pulling up that picture when they're all together and shit. Like Pete's sitting right here, and they're like, it'd be the nigga right next to you.
But it's
so I guess it makes sense why he acting all he
that's a
lot.
Gonna
be stressed
that's a
out.
lot.
And then he already got mental stuff going on.
He's talking about he's a nomad. He's just been like bouncing around from like hotel to hotel.
That's my home
for free.
All over the world for free.
He was like, I just take this backpack right here. Like, this is my house, but my home is whenever my daughter FaceTime.
I know this.
Like damn.
I mean, that's dope.
That is a fire.
I feel for him.
I mean, that's a hell of a mouthpiece on Kanye though. You going to every place place you can imagine. You just stand for free.
It's Kanye.
Balenciaga dropping off like clean underwear and shit for you.
It's Kanye. Like it's Ye.
I'm just hopping on the plane with my phone.
Yeah. It's like I don't live nowhere. It's like I feel fucking constrained by they're telling you should own a house,
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, like he's like, I'm trying to own no house.
So rich.
I don't want it.
Yeah.
I wish I could be that rich. Like, but isn't that crazy? You be so rich, you just choose to be houseless, and everywhere you go,
but that's how I kind of imagine a lot of celebrities are. Like, they all so connected and got money. It's like you know, when you're on that level, you always know some rapper in the city, like, hey, stay at my house, whatever.
Yeah.
Or hey man, let me stay on your couch while I'm out here. You know, like.
I remember our early rap days. One of our favorite things.
Or you got some little. You either got a homie or a girl somewhere. You know that's going.
Yeah.
You just be all right. I'm gonna.
Some of the best times of the early rap life that I don't miss, but like it was fond of when you go anywhere and you good. Like you know, like it still be like that sometimes. But I mean, like the early shit, like when rap was different for us.
Right,
like
everything was underground.
We would get like mad free merch and mad fucking, you know, I would get free food at places. I would get free clothes all the time, or just like free experiences just because I'm an artist. And I do recognize that kind of thing still does happen, but I feel like it's an interesting parallel to be like, I'm so rich I could be homeless.
Yeah, like I don't want to own a house. Like imagine that. Like I don't need that fucking headache. It's a headache. I gotta maintain this shit.
Like I don't even. It's like I don't even be there because most of the time they don't even be at their house. Like they always doing something. It's like fuck. I don't need that shit. Like
Schoolboy. I remember watching the Schoolboy interview. He said the same thing. He's like, "What am I get a house for? So I can fucking be paying $800, $1,200 a month for some shit I'm never home for. I'm on tour. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'll do that shit for my daughter. He's like, if I didn't have a daughter, I wouldn't buy my house. Like straight up, like. You know.
That's how I would see it too. Is like if I was like that, I'd just buy a house maybe for my family, and then when I come, then I just have my room in that house. But really, that's their house, and I just come when I'm home.
Just drop in.
You know, like all right, I'm staying here for a week.
I can already see that switching up on you so fast.
Let me get up out y'all space. You feel me?
Excuse me. I'm just a nigga that pays for all this. Oh God, sorry, my personal. But yeah. I don't know. Shout out to Kanye. Donda was a great album. I agree. I liked it personally. It hit me better than Certified Lover Boy.
Yeah. It had more replay value for me.
Yeah. Certified Lover Boy has some joints on it too.
Yeah.
I love Pipe
Some
Down.
of those songs just sounded like songs I heard on like albums already before. I was like,
No Friends in the Industry sounds like Nonstop to me. The same, like same thing. And I'm just tired of Drake not having no friends. I'm tired of like, I don't know, like I'm a person who I like substance and shit like that, and I do look at the music that we listen to and stuff, the energy and the shit that we download. So it's like, I think I saw Dave Chappelle say the same thing before, where he was like, I like Drake, you know, but Drake be having me feel like I can't trust nobody around me. Like I can't trust the niggas around me with my bitch. Can't trust nothing. Kendrick be having me feeling uplifted and shit, like wanting me to uplift the people around me and fall in love and But Drake just has me wanting to be.
But that's a reflection of their lifestyles. Like Kendrick kind of lives that way, where he's just like, you know, I'm just gonna be real rooted in my family and shit. Drake's just like, I don't know, he's all over the place.
He's out there.
Drake still feels like a early 20-year-old rapper, and I know he's not that no more. And I feel like before I used to feel funny when people like Drake grow up, like but now I do kind of at some point. Your music has to change. If there's something I like about Kanye is that his music has changed
because he's changed. I don't think Drake's lifestyle has changed much from like.
If anything, he's gotten more indulgent in the things that he hasn't changed.
Because look what happened after like he had a kid. He was just like, okay, like motherfuckers in the industry are like, like niggas in the industry are like kind of they use that shit like against them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't think he was necessarily like trying to hide him. I just think like.
But he's living. Yeah, it's almost similar to like in a weird way, like you know. You have such a persona, Jay-Z, that niggas can't see you just do something regular. Like have a moment with
you gotta have a rollout to announce your kid.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's how big he's gotten.
It's sick.
And people feel like, why didn't you tell us type shit? Like they feel obligated. They feel obligated to your privacy.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
I feel like he's a prisoner to his own lifestyle, though.
Yeah, for sure, man.
It's
but I mean, if you're the biggest, I mean, why are you going? What rush you? Why you like? What does he need to grow up for? This nigga's the biggest artist there is. Like he's gonna live the fucking latest life you can live. Like. You know,
I get that.
Did you see
you
the
know,
fucking
like for what? Like if that's not what he wants, you know, everybody lives their own life. Obviously, this nigga don't want a family. Like this nigga wants to be lit and be fucking
fuck the baddest bitches.
Yeah, and that's what he's doing. Like I mean,
he be saying like I'm in love with two girls at the same time.
Yeah, like
I don't know how to choose.
Like so,
he don't have to choose.
Yeah, he don't have to. Like,
I feel like I guess
he's the biggest artist. Like
that is interesting. It depends on who you are and what kind of life you want to live. But that is an interesting place where Kanye can be so rich he can be homeless and still have a family, and Drake can be so rich he can never ever have to quote unquote settle down. Like,
and you could have Chappelle narrate your fucking party for you. You know, just drop in and like. He's like, we're at this nigga's house right now, by the way. This shit
I thought it was funny.
It looked like a nightclub. But...
They had Kanye wearing a VIP necklace inside of Drake's house.
That's some petty shit.
Yeah. It's probably for the goons. Shit, it's like, hey, look, see, he's good. Yeah, it's like, don't you see Kanye in here? Should we get on his head? Like, let him breathe. He's with God now. But I would go to the Kanye and Drake concert if I could. If the tickets weren't $7,000.
Damn.
I seen some tickets for the front row just for 2 rack up to like 7,000.
Not surprised at all.
Damn. That's insane.
Not surprised.
Nah, don't got it like that. I don't even think. Nah. The people who do got it like that.
It's not for the fucking people.
Better watch your turns on the way home.
Because
if I catch the nigga who's sitting in a $7,000 seat, like what?
It's probably definitely gonna be some motherfuckers lurking outside the stadium.
Oh, for sure. Is that the Staples?
I think it's gonna
be
the crypto
Staples.
It's the crypto.com.
The crypto?
That shit is horrible.
The Cuz Stadium, the Crip Stadium.
That was terrible.
Yeah, it's lame. They should call it.
I'm not even a Laker fan, and that shit's trash.
The Crip Arena.
That's what's gonna be called. The Crip Arena. I wouldn't call it the crypto.com arena. That shit sound weak. Yeah, not having it. I'm gonna call it the Kobe Stadium.
That damn coin mooned after that shit. I had a feeling that shit was gonna happen too. I was like, oh, are they gonna do that? I'm pretty sure the crypto.com coin probably gonna go up, but I just didn't even. And then like a week later, it's like, oh, shit's up 100%. I was like, God damn it! It's like shit really be that obvious. Like it's so like sometimes like nah, it's too obvious. I'm not gonna go chase that. And then a week later, I'm like, it really is that obvious. Like shit really be that.
It
kind
of feels like a testament of the time too. Like crypto and all that stuff getting so big. So you're gonna name the biggest stadium. Crypto.com.
For real, yeah.
What's the biggest billboard in the city you could have? Like a flyover stadium, crypto.com.
Crypto.com.
Hey, whoever got the most money, you could call shit whatever you want to call the shit.
I think we always have that like that realization at the end of when we're talking about stuff. We be like, well, just get rich. Just figure it out. Basically, if you get rich, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like,
it's yours. You bought it.
If I was rich, I probably wouldn't have to take as much time telling people about healing and any of that shit. Just, what heals? Fucking money.
It does,
money heals, baby. It really does.
But the thing that's funny, that makes more people want to listen to you. Like, when they're like, oh, you got money. Tell me how you did it. How you do that?
People would rather have money than peace of mind. Because you could be the brokest nigga dropping gems in the street.
But nobody want to listen to you.
Nobody want to hear it. Like, what? It's like, okay, that's great, bro, but...
Nah, this nigga's whack. I don't want to hear that shit. Look at his shoes. He can't tell me nothing.
Ain't that what a fucked up world we live in, bro. That's wild.
That's how them little scamming ass motherfuckers be doing that shit. They just be rent a car, dress up nice, blah, 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 become a fucking...
I'm a philanthropist.
Or they become like a self-help person, and then people want. Then all these people pay for meetings to fucking, and really they just as regular as them. They just be fucking. They just wear a nice suit and some little shit like
presentation
off credit. All that shit on credit.
Yeah, it is on credit.
And then they pay it off these motherfuckers that pay to fucking listen to him talk. Like, man, this nigga was regular as fuck. Y'all made this dude rich.
That's a triangle scheme, though.
Yeah, pyramid scheme.
It's that's that.
But that's what I'm saying. No, it's appearance. Like people, it's like you say, the gyms could come from a person that is broke. Like, and it's happened. Like motherfuckers be broke, but they be having the gyms, but they're like, all right, no, but they're smart enough to, dress themselves up. And
I mean, you could be Sci-Hi the Prince and make music for yourself, or you could be Sci-Hi the Prince and make music for Kanye West. It's like, well, who's gonna really receive my words? Like my fan base of people who don't know me like that, or do I give these gems to Kanye West so he pay me so that my words be magnified through his voice? And Kanye's big enough and to say like, I'm Kanye West. My voice matters because people listen to me already. So, bitch, you better be ready to write whatever the fuck I want you to write for me. Because otherwise, I like to see you try to get your voices amplified as mine is off top. So
changes
it's because we live
man.
in a superficial, materialistic world. Like
we do. It's sad. It's sad truth. I feel like if anything, the things that they've been talking about over the last couple of years, like that shit is exactly what it is. Like we are moving more into an internet and technology driven space. We're moving further and further away from people. Just in today, honestly, shout out to my nigga David. My nigga David Flores is back out here. He'll be back on Rat Habits too. But we were just talking about how, the jobs, the computers are trying to take the jobs away and stuff like that. We're moving into a space now where if you don't understand these cryptocurrencies, these NFT spaces where people are racking up this money, a lot of jobs are becoming obsolete. Yeah. And the world that we're trying to hold on to, this morality code, these honor code, these street rules, and that shit don't matter no more. Yeah,
you're trying to hold on to a tradition, you're gonna get left behind, bro.
Because the only tradition is money, man. That's the biggest tradition niggas care about. All of that shit is money, man. All of it. And we could, we try. You could try. I try, even in my own way, but I do recognize what it is. And we play the game as best we can.
Yeah, we got to play the game, man. You can't not play the game.
I'm gonna just let them play.
Yeah.
You're gonna be the first to go.
Every nigga who says I don't want to, I don't want to fight. I just rewatch Game of Thrones. Like, I was like, sure, don't fight then. You'll be the first thing to get sliced.
You're gonna get consumed by the machine, man. Yeah. You gotta fucking eat. You gotta play. The game.
Yeah. You gotta play. Don't commit suicide either, because everything gonna see all right.
Everything gonna see all right.
You want to say that? I ain't gonna say that part.
No, I don't want to say it. I don't need to
like the only motherfuckers ain't playing the games is the strung out ones on the sidewalk.
Hey, but what if them strung out ones are the happiest ones though?
They might be. A
lot of them choose. People choose. Not a lot. Not a lot. I'll say there's some of them do choose to
some of them people some of them people were in the life playing the game and they just they tired of it. They took that hit and they're like, fuck that. I'll just
never again. Or rather they were playing the game, trying to be honorable, and the game consumed them. You've seen people lose their whole livelihood to the bank or to just circumstance.
Yeah.
Just circumstance where they lose somebody who's helping them or taking care of them and they just spiral. But that's the life that you're living in. That's the space that you're in.
And this is a little bit off topic. No, sorry to interview.
Go off.
Watching Intervention, them motherfuckers is some of the most craziest hustlers though. Like them fucking heroin addicts and all that shit. Yeah. They be like, they get 400 a day. They spend 300 a day. I'm like, these niggas making 300 a day.
You know why that is? Because they got a one-track mind, baby. They're like rock.
Oh my god. That just makes me think of that beat. Like, you getting out hustled by a fucking crackhead.
It all comes down to self-discipline, nigga. Like, if you know what you want, you can go right at it. A lot of niggas just confused.
It always be like hundreds a day. Like, I be like, these how? I'm like, tell me what are you doing? Like, I didn't know what you doing. So
we all got the same 24 hours. You just gotta pick what it is that you want and get it. A lot of niggas are so distracted on their phone. They see other niggas' lives. A crackhead don't care about.
Need all that.
I don't care what Kim Kardashian wearing or doing. All I care about is who got my next hit or where I'm gonna get the bread to get it. That's about it.
I'll be like, damn.
You can learn a lot if you understand people's perspectives and shit. Like,
real shit.
That's the hustle.
I worked in the gas station for 5 years, and I kind of saw the inner workings. I learned the difference between a sign flyer and a beggar. You feel me? Like the sign flyers, they hit in a different corner at a certain time. They got they know what colors attract people's attention and everything. It's a whole science behind it. You feel me? And then opposed to and then homeless prostitution is real too. They still it's homeless pimps. That a bitch. This shit's real, bro. So
what I need a house for?
Yeah, exactly.
That's they save a lot of money not having a house.
Need a house, nigga,
that's just dragging me down. All these bills.
You go utilities.
For real.
Running water.
You go rent a motel room for $35 a week. You feel me?
Nigga, they clean that shit when I'm going. I ain't do nothing.
I don't need it. They don't even gotta clean it.
Yeah, true. Damn. True. Ugh. I just had a vision of the grimiest motel in the Dino. You know that one by Taco Bell? Ugh. Yeah, but them motherfuckers are saving a lot of bread. They're saving a whole lot of money.
I mean, I get the mindset,
Yeah, but But the at what cost?
My pops lived in his car for 5 years to save money and shit. He's
your
up now.
Feet, your skin.
I'm still making 400 a day.
Look at you. You look crazy too.
Like, I bet y'all went by the bigger knot than you.
Be like, hey, but I'm still making 400.
I'm up 400. What you got? You down?
Like, well, I did.
You down 400?
But did you make 400 today? Like, no, I didn't. You're right, I didn't.
Yeah, you went to work today and you in debt.
When you get paid, huh? Yeah. I got paid today.
I'm about to go get high right now.
You gotta wait to get high.
Oh man.
Like, damn. I've thought about it like that. Doing better than me.
Yeah.
In some ways.
In some ways.
My ass is clean, but it didn't get 400 today.
Yeah.
I lost 400 today.
Oh, shit.
You out here spending money.
Yeah.
All right,
Doing it
so
wrong.
Before we move into our typical segment of our playlist ads or what we've been listening to, I want to add this new segment of the Healers Club and what I've been doing with like my merch and stuff. A lot of people have been asking me to add this to the pod, so I thought I'd bring my brother on to ask him 3 questions just associated with the Healers Club. And anybody can answer. Of what have you healed from? How'd you know you needed that healing in the first place? And what was it that helped you heal? Now you gotta get as deep as you want to, but I want to know.
I mean, I'm not gonna go super deep. You feel me? I still like to be mysterious out here, but
You gotta be.
I'm still healing through some stuff that I didn't know I was, dealing with from trauma wise and whatnot. But I'll say I've healed from some self trauma. You feel me? Like just following in the footsteps of my brothers, and like if you know me, you know what my brothers were about, what they've done, what they do.
Yeah.
And I just almost went down the rabbit hole with them, and just like, I loved the thrill of what they were doing. I loved the action. That shit was fun to me. But as I got older and started hanging around different people, I realized, that shit's not fun, you feel me? And I learned that once I started having kids and everything, like I found out what, self-love, like unconditional love was and shit. I was like, I have to be here for them.
Yeah.
And I took on the burden of being, the matriarch for my family. Like shit, all the men in my family are pretty much gone or, strung out. So I'm the only one holding it down. Yeah, that shit's stressful. It's a lot, takes a toll on me physically, mentally, emotionally, but I gotta set new traditions, you feel me? I got 3 young black kids I gotta put into this world that I have no idea what's gonna happen, but I have tools I can give them to, to succeed. So that's what I've healed from, that's what I'm healing from.
That's what's up.
No, fuck with that. I feel like too, just hearing you say that and knowing you as long as I have, and everybody at this table as long as I have, I've seen us all grow. And I look at growth as a mechanism of healing in general. Like the things that were any of y'all's issues that have ever been shared with me, or any of my issues that I share with y'all, I can definitely say I've seen those things. You've healed from those things, you grew through those things, and I don't see that anymore when I look at your faces and the things that I know that you've grown through. I look at like a badge of honor to know that Kev has healed from these things. So I know he may have gone through these things, and or myself especially. Like there's things that I've changed about myself, or I had to heal through to know how to, like what you saying, like honor myself and have that type of self-love in the sense of like, if I know what I want, and if it's not aligning with if the things that I'm doing, the things that I'm seeing or taking in every day, no matter what the thrill is or how fun it is or how lit it is, like if that's just not aligning with whatever kind of life or legacy I want to have for myself, that shit gotta stop.
Cut it out.
People don't deserve me. If I'm not, if I'm honoring myself in this way, these people who don't honor what I'm honoring about me, they don't deserve me. Can't have them around me. And that's, it's still all love. And I learned in healing about how to serve love with a long arm spoon and recognize that, just because you're not in my direct day-to-day or the people that I talk with to make sure that I'm on point doesn't mean that you're not still in my heart and in my thoughts and in my prayers, or that I don't care about your own personal growth or your own personal well-being. Because for me, especially, and I've intertwined that shit in my music, but more than anything, like I know that it's that level of self-care or it's that self-love or getting to your higher self that's gonna pick you up to be who you want to be, and nobody can give that to you. Yeah. So the best way to do that is to heal from the traumas of your past, deal with the stuff that you went through as a kid, like, because if you don't, you could be stuck and you don't even know it. That's the sick shit of like, as you heal and you recognize other people who aren't healed in other areas, you can still see that they may be stuck in a mode. And I hope and I know that I've had friends that have been able to tell me like, hey bro, like you got to work on this, or this is something that you should, identify. Because as you heal, you're gonna see things that you want to do that you're not ready for, you're not able to, like, new levels, new devils. As you get to a new plateau, you get that balance, and you look up and you're like, okay, I'm solid right here. You look up, it's a new place to get to, and people will pull you up or call you in for that healing. I definitely feel like has been, dang. Sorry, bro.
It's all
We're gonna have to
right.
bleep. We're gonna bleep it. I definitely feel like Larry is definitely one of those people who have, told me that, had me on the straight and narrow, or been able to have a conversation that brought me back to what it was that aligned with what I really wanted. And I feel like having y'all as a group, we've all had those types of conversations, like being able to have you there to have that conversation and keep me on track, whether you knew it or not. Just being able to say, like, yo, I'm going through this and you listened, or you're going through this and I listened, or I get, or you told me this is what you wanted for yourself and I'm holding you accountable on that. Like, if that's what you want, then I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that you got that, or that opportunity is in front of you, or that you get into that. And though that type of healing, just like community healing, like for me, has been like super impactful. So I want to say thank you to y'all too off top, because I couldn't even be who I am today without the influence of the three of y'all, for sure. So I love y'all.
I love you too, brother.
I love you too, man.
But yeah. Anybody else? You want to talk about some healing, bro?
Group therapy.
I mean, this shit is therapeutic for me. I mean,
no, it is, honestly.
Yeah.
But to touch on what Larry was saying, like, just like healing from a lifestyle, like,
yeah,
as we enter our fucking mid-30s and shit, like, we had to, you could see who's made changes, who adapted to, their age and how they fucking matured, and like niggas still stuck on like the same cycles and shit. It's like a vicious cycle, that it's hard to like get out of. Got to break old habits and shit like that. So,
man, real shit.
I mean, you have to like go out of your way to break old habits, and that's one thing that you got to learn on your own. Nobody's gonna be able to teach you that shit.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel the same. Just growing from out of trauma, just from fucking having to fucking get everything out of the mud, and just always had like almost a low key resentment, like just for the world, like. And then, but this is, now I got through that, and I'm healed, and like I'm like, I don't resent shit no more, and it's easier for me to focus. Like I was able to just like focus on what I need to do, and I've been winning. Like, so I just been happy. Like, and still, like you said, new levels. Like now I got stable. Like I said, I passed that level of all that shit. I got to now I'm like thinking of next level. Like I'm just like looking up, like.
And I feel like that in itself is what healing looks like. And I feel like some people don't even recognize that they are doing the self-care or the healing. But when you start having those conversations with yourself, when you're like, do I want to keep doing this? Or is this for me? Or, this is fun, but, how long can I do this type shit? Like, you do start to have those questions as you get older, and as you start to see, like, see yourself and be like, I don't, like what you're saying, like, I don't want to be resentful at this shit for too much longer.
It's not as bad as what you think it is. The world isn't as dark as what you think. So.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely take the time to work on your healing and just have conversations with your homies like this. For me, this is therapeutic. Like, just to have another space and or platform to talk about these things, or just to talk about anything with my homies, because I may be talking to you about one thing, trying to get some insight on another, because you know how people don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, but just being there to listen to somebody more than anything. And, for the people that listen to this, who helps them through some shit, like, all of us is playing our part in this weird ass big game. But you definitely need people around you that you could trust. You definitely need people that you can talk to, and people that you can grow and build with, so that you can recognize or not recognize yourself anymore, so you can change. Like, that's just necessary, for sure. Before we move on to the last section, what y'all been listening to? What do we add? I did update the playlist. I just recently updated. I erased everything that was on it, and I went and backtracked. I definitely added some of the Donda stuff, some of the Certified Lover Boy stuff. But anything that y'all listen to like right now that you want to add?
I've been on that Key Glock. He just had a new tape that dropped.
Yeah, that was
like
fire.
a couple weeks ago.
I ain't heard it, but I'll definitely tap in with it.
I think it's called like Yellow Tape 2.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that drop. I think you shared it too.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll add that for sure. What else? What else you do?
I've been on the side, baby. And then recently, I was listening to the new Uno verse today. He dropped 3 tapes this year, and they all good. I'm out today. I was riding around thinking, I'm like, man, Uno might be arguably be better than Cardi. Like,
really?
because about that, like the amount of music that he puts out. Cardi takes forever just to do something. This nigga dropped 3 tapes in 1 year, like, and they're all good. Like,
we gotta get you on the phone. We have to have Caden on for an episode about Playboi Carti because he knows so much Playboi Carti information is ridiculous.
Yeah, but Cardi does have a lot of just shit that just doesn't get put out. That's just on the internet. Like,
do you listen to that other guy? What's the other one? That's like under Cardi. I can't remember his name right now. It's like not Key Wayne. I'm thinking it's Key Wayne, but it's not him. Never mind. We'll go back to it.
Yeah,
we'll go back to it.
Yeah. Uno, the activist, is actually his fucking cousin. So,
Cardi's cousin.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they used to beef over that song. What? I don't know if they're still beefing, but like that song, but nobody knew it was two people, but they sound the same.
Yeah,
like they just sound like the same person. Like, but yeah, they're fucking cousins.
I'm at it. I think I might add what too. That was definitely a moment, a music shift.
But yeah, for me, that's
me. I listen to a bunch of old music. I'm not here with the new stuff too.
That's how Aaron was.
Yeah, Aaron was always adding some Zapp and Roger or something like that.
Yeah, I've been on some half pint crazy girl lately, some Eka Mouse and shit. So
okay,
I've been completely different.
So you're gonna have to shoot that to the text, and I'm gonna add that for sure. It don't got to be. It doesn't have to be anything.
I've been on my reggae tough. Buju Banton, Barrington Levy. Like I just, I'm ready to go to a reggae festival and just smoke my mind away.
I can see that. I can see that for you. Your locks is looking good.
Man, appreciate it.
Yeah, I see you. What else did I add? I added some Saint Panther. I just checked out her music. She's out of LA. She makes some really funky shit with like Terrence Martin and she did some shit with Daddy Kev. The homegirl Zaya Bell just put out an album called Who's Listening Anyway. She got some fire-ass songs on there.
Yeah, didn't she make it to top 10 on the iTunes chart?
Yeah, shout out to her. She hit number 7 on the iTunes charts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We had that joint together exchange on Love Really Is. But she's one of my favorite artists. She's from Vallejo, the Bay Area. But she's just like super. She's like an artist. Like she's very open with her processes. Like when she's trying to come up with a concept, she'll go on live and work a whole idea out and taking some people's like little tips and stuff like that, or she'll work on a feature on live. Like that's how she'll show people the process. And I feel like there's a lot of like mystique to making music and shit like that. But when you show people like what it's like to really just listen to a beat over and over again, and that's the stuff that you just soak up as an artist. So shout out to her because she really does that. I've been listening to Paris, Texas a lot. Remember that group I showed you? They sound like that Girls Like Drugs song remind me of NERD. Mm-hmm. And then they got that song Bullseye. That's my favorite shit right now. Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, I cranked that in the morning.
Honorable mention to Zach Fox because he's hilarious. He's been rapping his ass off lately.
I haven't actually listened to any of it,
bro. Even that song that's Whoop His Ass. That song with him and Father. He snaps on that shit. He does like. It's just bar for bar. Like this nigga's.
I kind of had a feeling like he was gonna start to become more serious as a rapper because the shit he was just like playing around with him and like King Beats.
It was getting traction.
Yeah, it was getting traction and like because it was like all comedy bits, but they ended up turning into like bangers.
He can really rap though. Yeah. I mean, if you know how to rap, you can. Especially if you're funny, it's easy to. Same way you writing a joke punchline, you can write a bar punchline, and. That fuck around and find out or get off my dick or shut the fuck up talking to me like all those songs right doesn't that shit sound funny but he's really barring out like I really love that shit. I'm just going backtrack on some shit I like the Don Toliver shit. Don Toliver's album was fire.
I listened to it.
That was one of my favorite albums definitely cool. Of the year. I think it's one of my faves. Larry June and Cardo, Baby Keem's whole album.
Baby Keem shit is.
Shout out Baby Keem too. He got a fucking Grammy nomination out the gate. I knew that song would be song of the year. Yeah. Family Ties. I love fucking Range Brothers. I'm still calling people brother. I've been doing that shit low key all year. I'm still listening to Cleo Soul. Cleo Soul's album.
That was a great album she dropped.
You know what's too? Adele's album is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. Like if you're trying to get in your feels, like don't think for a second that it's not the feels. But if you're trying to get into your feels or you got a kid or something like that, like these songs are about because you know how Adele is, she makes music about her relationship and about her life and now she's a mother and just the nature of the songs, like the songs, bro.
She's always dropped like bangers though, man.
Oh yeah,
she's just that kind of artist.
Gets deep.
On the Target release, she got a song about it's like an exclusive song on there that you only get if you buy it at Target. And she's there's a line about her losing her mind in San Bernardino. And just off that alone,
I heard that.
I'm gonna listen.
I'm gonna listen
in the Dino.
Does she talk about
I wanna
Rich
know.
Paul at all in her music?
Probably is for sure. I think
That
some of
nigga
the sexual
fucking
songs
came
he's
up,
probably
bro.
Good man.
This nigga got his own shoe.
That nigga done came up. Rich Paul.
Rich Paul got Adele.
Shout out Clutch Sports, fucking Rich Paul.
And I can't. And whoever the Dino nigga is that had Adele in the Dino,
Yeah,
salute
man,
to you,
He's
bro.
a legend.
Yeah.
I salute
For
to you.
real,
I want to
that's
know
wild.
who
I
that
want to
is.
sit down with that person.
If we can
I
track
wanna
that
shake
guy
his
down,
hand.
I want to know who did that.
Hey, IE niggas got something special, man.
I think we do. We really do.
Nigga, we resourceful.
Feel me? IE. We really are. Shout out my nigga Travis Barker.
Hell
Got-
yeah,
got
man.
one of the
Back to
biggest.
Kardashian.
Yeah, now you mention
For
that,
real. IE niggas, bro.
Yeah.
We rare. We're a rare breed. We're a rare breed. But yeah, that's it for episode, was it episode 9?
Yeah.
Thank you, Lakewood Larry, for joining us.
Man, I appreciate y'all having me. I was definitely love to come back.
Are you gonna be back? For sure, for sure. And look out, tell them where they, what they can look out from you. Don't you got some things in the works?
Yeah, I'm actually working on my own podcast. It's actually dedicated to fathers, and pretty much I have a series of questions I want to ask each one of my guests centered around fatherhood and how you approach it and what you take and what you give from it.
That's what's up, man.
Holler at me for the stepfather questions.
That's
father life.
For real, holler at me for the father figure questions. I'll pop up for those ones for sure. But yeah, we definitely gonna be back with one more episode before our 10 episode season is up, and then we're gonna start switching it up more. Shout out to pretty good.
Yep.
I think we talked about a lot of different stuff. That was good.